Hi everyone, this is Nitro and Dango here. So today we are going to interview Nitro, which is one of the biggest YouTuber for Langrisser Mobile and also a very strong free-to-play player. So actually, in the past season one of Apex Arena in Langrisser Mobile, Nitro used all his like free-to-play resource to reach it to the top 33. So which is like amazing. Yeah. So Nitro, hi.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I really did not expect to make it to the top 33. It was just a
Yeah.
combination of, I guess, luck and skill.
Yeah. I mean,
So
your
I
skill
was fortunate.
definitely. Yeah, your skill definitely
Hmm,
play an important role. Yeah,
Well, thank you, Dango.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so actually, I'm going to start with like first question. So, what is the reason that you joined Langrisser Mobile?
Well, actually, with regards to joining Langrisser Mobile, one of my friends who I've been playing games with
Hmm.
since the early 2000s or so, he told me about the game. And he knew that I was a big fan of SRPGs and strategy games like this. So, I installed the game, got hooked. He's already left the game, but I'm still playing it. So it just goes to show.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's interesting. What other SRPG you played before? Just curious.
um, you know, just like everyone else, I grew up playing games like Final Fantasy Tactics,
Hmm.
Fire Emblem, yeah, pretty much name any big SRPG series, and I've
Okay.
pretty much played it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. It looks like I should play Final Fantasy Tactics myself. I never played that game before, but I saw a lot of discussion in Langrisser community. They really enjoyed that game. Seems like, yeah. But I
It.
am big fan of Fire Emblem as well. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, no, if you've never played Final Fantasy Tactics, I think you definitely should give it a try.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I will
Yeah.
give it a try. I think later. Yeah. So yeah, so far you have been playing Langrisser Mobile like very long time. So like which part of the game you like the most?
For me, it was probably the first clear of most of the difficult PvE battles. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, when you do the first clear of Eternal Temples, the
Yes.
Dragon battles, even the Anarchies, um, I felt just for the first clear, the battles were quite challenging. So it was a lot of
Yes.
fun to just analyze and figure out what party to bring to those fights, and then get that first clear.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it was very amazing when I checked your videos. Like you were clearing those like higher level dragons, like level 60, level 65, when you were like level 55 or 56 or so. Yeah. Like,
Well, to be fair, I'm sure you were doing the same, if not even earlier than me.
yeah, but it's really amazing. So I did follow Ice Dragon very early, but I struggled a lot on the Thunder Dragon myself because I was a princess like function user. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, so
so you
it's
didn't have Elwyn or yeah.
yeah, I don't have well leveled up until like mid game. Like after playing for 3 and 4 months, I finally gave up and started racing Elven because I can't because I can't do some of the content. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah. But it's really amazing, and yeah, yeah. The other thing that I really like admire you a lot is like you didn't have the clock. So like I was clearing those stages myself also, but I was like using clocks, and yeah, you just jump in without a clock. So it was very amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Dango. To be fair, I mean, I did get back then. One of the players from the Chinese server, Xin, was still playing the game, and he was a member of the guilds that I was in. So
Yeah.
he did give me some information about characters to build beforehand,
Yeah.
which really
Oh.
helped me advance.
Yeah. You mentioned Sin. Yeah, I was so sad.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
sad. You don't know how upset I was about Sin. Cause he was like, I mean, he was one of the best friend of me also. Like,
Mhm.
we played a lot of games, and yeah, he was kind of destroyed by RNG. Yeah, you know
Oh
that
yeah, I heard about that.
there was this summon banner about summoning this range sword and bracer, and he was like
Mhm.
he used all the resource that he saved and jumped all in, and
Mhm.
yeah, he got like, yeah, I don't know, maybe like 10 pulls without a single bracer or range sword, and he was so angry he just quit the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I kind of remember that. Oh
yeah,
man, like what was it? He did like something like 400 draws on the
yeah,
bracer emblem,
yes,
and he didn't get a
yes,
single one.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
It
mean, the
was
RNG factor is kind of insane sometimes in this game.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, like I summoned one Leonhard for 400 summons myself. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, yeah, I know Xian is very, yeah, he played in the Chinese server and definitely he helped us a lot in the early stage. Yeah, but it's still like very amazing that you, yeah, like you cleared those PvE content that, like very early and yeah, you created those videos to help other like players. I really want to say thank you to you, Nitro. Thanks for doing that.
Well, I want to just thank the community for just actually, watching my videos in general because I truly didn't. When I first created it, my goal was to just help other users as well, just the way Scene
Yeah.
helped me. But I didn't expect my channel to get so many views in general. So it just makes me happy to see that my videos get watched by a lot of the fellow Langrisser players.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm going to start talking a little bit about Apex Arena, which is the PvP features in this game. So I know you are not super, focused on PvP before, probably
Mhm.
because you were still like building up your box, because your box was not super ready when the
Yeah.
Apex Arena coming out. So yeah, so how many games have you like played in total for the Apex Arena?
Wow. I actually put
Approximately.
in more games than people expected. So
Mm-hmm.
originally, for the first 4 weeks of Apex, I
Mm-hmm.
got myself into Gold 3.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I think I put in around 58 battles or so. There were, I think, 27 wins and actually 31 losses. So that was
Okay.
actually a 46% win rate. But you actually get more points for your victories than your losses up to Gold
Yes.
3.
Yes.
So even with that 46% win rate, I was able to get myself into Gold 3. Um, and after that, though, I realized that I really needed to build up my box, as you just said, because my
Yeah.
characters just weren't leveled up.
Yes.
So I barely touched Apex until
Mm-hmm.
the last 3 weeks. So I
Yeah.
didn't really start until week 10.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I think I had around 71 battles on my
Mm-hmm.
account.
Mm-hmm.
And in those last 3 weeks, I reached 124 battles.
Wow.
So, in other words, I put in 53 battles in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess in some ways you can say 53 battles in 3 weeks is kind of like a crash course in mastering PvP, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so,
Really.
I mean, it definitely helped me in getting the experience I needed for the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, with that said, I definitely cleared up my schedule for those last 3 weeks to be able to play that much Apex because with each match taking, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes, you need a lot of time to play 53 battles.
Yeah, it's really yeah, I can imagine. That's really a huge time. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that you made it to the Langrisser level in the end. And yeah, like it looks really like everything was according to your plan. Like at first you just want to jump to Gold 3 to get all the rewards, and then you are kind of just sitting there and building your team slowly, and then in the last 3 weeks, like there was like a very intense spirit for you to try to jump to the Langrisser level. Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan for every, free to play players. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That I think free to play should be doing something like that in general because otherwise they won't have enough resources or rune stones to upgrade the characters they need.
Yeah, exactly. Try to at least go to like Gold 3 for the first few weeks and just
Hmm.
get all the like resource that you will be using later. Yeah.
Hmm. Yep,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
yeah, and yeah. So for the so actually I was thinking about like one thing, like when you're like during the playoff season, like your play style was very safe and like you rarely make huge mistakes and you can take advantage of like your enemy's mistake. So that part I was actually thinking about
Mhm.
it reminds me that you are not using clocks in this game. Do you think is there like any help like because you were like not using clocks, so you always be very safe in your like PvE contents? Do you think that has any help on like even PvP contents later on?
Uh, My answer to that is absolutely. I think that
Yeah.
actually made a huge difference because people with clocks generally they're allowed to make mistakes because they can simply
Yes.
roll back turns.
Yes.
Um, by comparison, if you don't have clocks for both PvE, then you you literally can't afford to make a mistake. So
Yeah.
that's definitely helped with the Apex Arena. For example, I saw a lot of very good players make careless mistakes in the playoffs,
Yes.
even against me. And I think those mistakes come from the fact that normally they have that safety net of clocks.
Yeah, yeah, really, yeah, yeah. So actually, maybe like, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I was thinking about, taking off clock sometime to try, to see if I can be better. But then, like, we know Asian call is coming, and that's,
Yeah. I have to admit, with Ancient's Call coming, I am incredibly tempted to buy clocks myself.
yeah,
There's already been people who, some of my viewers are saying, I'll donate $1 to you so you can buy clocks.
yeah. Asian call is kind of crazy without clock. So yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, let's talk about Asian call. So yeah, for Asian call, are you like prepared or something like that? What's your schedule on that?
That's a good question. Yes, I guess my answer to that is both yes and no. I'm
Mm-hmm.
prepared in the sense that I did do some research on it, so I know roughly what parties I need to bring to each
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
of the bosses.
Yeah, and we already see you
I
published a video about that. So if you didn't check that, feel free to check Nitro's video on introduction of Asian Call. That video contains a lot of like which characters you should bring to each boss. So I think it's pretty helpful. Yeah. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it's free advertisement to my video.
Yeah.
I will say also, you should also refer to Loomis's videos on Ancient's
Yeah.
Call.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has some very good PowerPoint presentations on that go in depth into each of those bosses.
Yes, exactly. I think right
Uh,
now he has two of the video out. He will definitely like make others. So yeah, definitely catch
mhm.
on that. Personally, myself, I'm referring to these two guys. So I had some experience in the Chinese server myself, but it was
Mm.
not super successful. Yeah, yeah. Especially
Yeah,
I was using like night clocks every time I was clearing those battle. Like the clock
right,
chance increased from 3 times to nine times just because
right.
of Asian call. Like people cannot survive with 3 clocks. Yeah,
Well, you know what? Anytime they do a battle that takes an hour, like 60 to 90 minutes, how can
yeah,
you not make a mistake in 60 to 90 minutes of play?
it's
It's
so hard.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is why I really admire you a lot because you are not using clouds. I was thinking,
Sometimes,
yeah, like when I was clearing those crazy big maps in Time Rift, and I was thinking, oh, Nitro was not using cloud in this map. How was that even possible?
well, you know what? Sometimes I think I'm a masochist because why would I put myself through this hell?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
jeez.
yeah, so maybe you will like double check if you want to buy a clock before Asian call is released. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can have
Definitely
a
something I'm looking into.
yeah, maybe you can have a try like for the first few times, and yeah, to see if you can handle that. Yeah, but I think maybe really like clock is needed
It's
in this
time to buy
case.
clocks. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but have you do any extra preparation for that at all?
I mean, in part, it was just focusing on building a few heroes in preparation,
Hmm.
specifically Narm and Luna. Um, other than that, in truth, uh, my worry is that my training grounds is not ready, in truth,
Hmm.
because I know training ground upgrades for Ancient's Call is incredibly important. And
Yes,
as you all
exactly.
know, mine has only used is only complete up to the using gold items, not SSR items. So we'll see.
Hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah. So training is definitely something you probably want to catch up later, but yeah, the good news for you is that level 70 training is going to be released. So I
Mhm.
guess farming these SSR materials will be a little bit easier. So yeah, and
That is definitely some good news for me.
yes. And the other thing that I want to ask, yeah, so besides Ancient Call, we know that this is already like really the end of season one. We have 2 extra weeks for season one. and then season 2 will be coming. Have you made ever like any plan on that for your season 2?
To be perfectly frank, I have absolutely not looked into season 2
Okay,
at all. I don't even know
okay.
what the rules changes are, except that summons no longer have a turn manipulation.
Yeah, which is actually kind of sad for me. I don't know what's your opinion on that. What do you think about
Yeah,
summon better?
I'm honestly am not a big fan of that change. I understand
Hmm.
why they did it
Yeah,
because a
yeah.
lot of characters have become almost overpowered due to
Yes,
them having summons.
yes.
So, and it does make sense that they've removed that, but
Hmm.
I have to admit I am quite sad because a lot of my victories in the playoffs were completely reliant on the fact that I had summons on the field.
Yeah, yes, yes, me too. Yeah, and I mean, personally, I use summon a lot myself. I don't really rely on it, but I think it is a nice strategy. Yeah, and for me, like, I think it is kind of sad because, for example, for season 1, we have a lot of different playstyle that can be viable. You can do like
Mhm.
stealth, you can do stealth strategy, you can summon, you can rush, and then if you really kill summons, then to be honest, you kill the rush strategy at the same time because rush strategy is supposed to be a strategy that can counter summon strategy. But then,
Mhm.
yeah, so this is why in season 2, like only tank push strategy and the stealth strategy are left in the season 2, which really favors, I would say, actually favors like the Vales. So it can be,
Yeah.
yeah, it can be harder for like free to play players like to compete. Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the impression I got too, because it felt like looking into the upcoming heroes, it felt like a lot of them were really, really powerful, with
yes,
multiple act again actions and stuff like that.
yes,
So yeah, I'm honestly not sure how free to play can compete at that point, to be perfectly honest. But
yeah,
at the very least, I'm sure I can get into, let's say, gold rank, maybe Langrisser. In the
yeah,
playoffs, I don't think I'll have the success that I managed to have this season at all in the
yeah.
future
I
seasons.
I kind of have this concern myself as well because yeah. So actually, to be honest, in the Chinese server, like they take out summon, it's kind of because like a lot of whales are complaining because if you look
Mm,
at like characters who can summon, besides the characters that we both use like Lana, like Basil, there are like lots of characters that are favored by Chinese player because they don't know summon will be removed later. So they actually
oh,
invested like characters like Anna or Liffany, which are
right.
actually very very strong in season 1. And if I'm a Vale and I'm playing against a player who is using like these R characters, these SR characters, I'm kind of I will be sad if I lose to I'm using the like Claret, like 6-star Claret that I
Mhm.
built, and I use all these like strong SSR units, and I lost to this kind of stupid summon strategy, which like although I can from the
Yeah.
pick and ban, I should be able to control if I don't want to face summon, I can always ban these characters. But because of
Mhm.
like sometimes a lack of understanding, these WoW players they didn't really ban these summon units, and then they are killed by these
Right.
summons. So they're super super angry. It's like, oh gosh, I spent that much money in this game and I can't even win a Liffany or Anna. That is like
Right.
not balanced. So yeah, this is one of the reasons they really take down the summon strategy in season 2. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
we will.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. Actually, it does. Like, I mean, if someone has put in $700 into the game and they're losing to someone who's free to play or whatever, I can
Yeah,
see why they
yeah,
would get angry. And
yes, yes.
from Zlong Game's perspective, they have to please the whales because those are the people who
Yes, who
pay
is
the
really
bills.
supporting? Yeah, yeah, who is
So
really supporting the game? Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
So
that makes sense. Yeah,
it's unfortunate that they had to do something like this, but I can see why they did it.
yeah. For me, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, it's just a season 2. I mean, we will see how season 2 goes. Personally,
Mhm.
I'm going to like prepare for it. Also, like, so the future summons, yeah, I'm probably going to summon like some like single target, like attackers who can like
Mm.
kill tank more effectively. Yeah, you
Mhm.
probably do something like similar too as well. Yeah,
Yep.
maybe farm the shards and see if they can be ready at the end of the season, and then do the like push again. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like your strategy. Like it's basically perfect for free to play players.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess, maximizing the resources and time that you have to prepare for Langrisser rank.
Yes, yes, and yeah,
Mm.
yeah, this is basically most of the questions that I want to ask. Yeah, and thank you very much for joining me, Nitro.
No, thank you for having me, Dango. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and yeah, and again, thanks for all the guides and clear video that you provide for the Langrisser community. And as you know, we are both in the strategy squads, so yeah, hopefully our videos can help like other players. And yeah, hope the Langrisser mobile can be better. Yeah, we
Yeah,
will see.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we will see. Yeah, and yeah, so season two, maybe maybe some players may be sad about season two because it's kind of favors levels. But then when the season three hits with all these awakening skills, I would say
Hmm.
there will be more fancy play styles. Emerging in season three again.
Yeah, I heard some things about those awakening skills and how the awakening skills make older characters like Ledin, Elwin, Leon, Sonya, even. It's supposed to make them more usable in PvP again. So
Yes.
I guess in a lot of ways, season three allows older players to actually be able to compete in PvP once more, which is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, especially it favors the free-to-play players a little bit again. So, which
Hmm.
is I think a very good thing that they don't decided to do. So, yeah, so we will see how like season two goes. And yeah, personally, I'm super excited for like season three as well. Season two is actually a very short season as well. It is like shorter, like a month shorter compared to season one. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm getting all sorts of information from this interview, in fact.
Yeah, yeah. So it's actually I would say it's a transaction period before the before the season three and like between season three and season one. Like if you watch the Chinese server during the playoff, the level cap actually changed from the first battle to the last battle. Like for the first playoff, like player was like level 62, and then
Mhm.
during the finals, players was like 66. So it
Oh my
is
god.
yeah, it is really a transaction period for like transaction like season, I would say. So yeah, let's
Mm.
just look forward to all these like new content, and I'm sure Nitro you will make like more like awesome guides for the like players.
Yep, well, I'll do my best. Thanks,
Okay,
Dango.
okay, okay. Thank you very much again, Nitro, and yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you find this video interesting and useful. Okay, this is all about this video, and see you guys later. Peace.